DIY chucks against the flooding toilet. Okay, we replaced all the tiles in here. We're still working on it. Got to fill them in. Yeah, it doesn't look right and line up. Couldn't get Tyler. You know the thing. I'm not a tiler. They're flat. At least that's good. Okay, this butts up against the wall. Now, originally, it was so close to that we had to move it a little bit, but anyway, we'll undo that. We'll bring it forward. Now, the thing is, I'm going to have water everywhere. Now, if I flush this thing, tiny bit, I'll have water everywhere. I'm not even going to do it. It will drop water everywhere. Just accept that. That's why there's towels here from last night. Now, what's the problem with this? Let's have a look. I'm just going to undo that. Of course, I've tightened it up so tight, it's not going to want to go. Oh no! I'll get that off in a minute. This will come forward, and let's have a look. Okay, here's our first problem. Now, this is a reverse of what normally happens. So this is where it goes in. We've cleaned that all up so you guys don't have to see what was there before. And it's not a very good job. Bit of an annoyance job. Inside here we've got a flange. Now the flange has to go over these little ripples when it goes back in and seal up. Now I would have loved, I've seen on other channels that you can get extender and put it over the top and then push it back in. That would be great. Don't know how great they are, but I would have liked that. But we'll get it out and have a look. System, so that controls the flow coming up, and that's the switch for the letting the water down into there. If I press that now, I'll have water coming out. Now, there's our problem. Right away, we've got this flange here on the outside. It needs to go over the top of this here. Sorry about the inside. I'll try and edit that out. So this toilet's been in here a long time, or at least a little while anyway. Getting this off is going to be a real nightmare. And yeah, might have to clean that and do it again. Okay, after thinking about it, it doesn't go like that at all. It goes like this. So this goes on to the outside of that and seals on. So I got a new one. It cost me $11, I think. That's all it was. And then you just put the cap on top of it, which is fun when you only got one hand to do it. Of course it is. So this will go over the top of that, and I will get back to you in about 2 seconds. Oh no, it's going to do it. Just doesn't want to do it. I'm going to have to do it by 2 hands. So what I did was I put it inside there, and it deforms, but when you push it on, it reforms properly. Now, sorry about if you see anything there. Okay, so I put the rubber inside this, and it was deformed, and as I pushed it on, it reformed. I'm pushing it this way because I don't want anyone to see inside it, because I don't want it to be demonetized. Okay, so then all you do is you push your ceramic, which is down there, into your hole. You might have to set these up. These little plastic plugs hold the sides on. I've already done it, but you could mark them out. You work out with a tape measure to go to the sides of these 2 little holes in the side and tape it to the back to work out where these would have to sit. Other than that, it's just a matter of putting it back together again. So yeah, so if you're redoing your toilet because you've changed your tiles or something, and you can see the old tiles down there, and you can see the old coloured paint originally, which was bolted on here. I'll leave that there like that. yeah, shouldn't be too hard to take out and push this back. Now the only problem I'm going to have is the water, which is going to go spilling everywhere. Now another thing you could do, you could put a nice little bit of Vaseline on the inside of that to make it easier to go on, which I'm thinking might be a good idea, and I'm going to do it. So that's about it. Once I push this back, should be fine. Okay, so I use some of this Vas on the hole. So I can slip this straight back in, slip it over the top of those two plastic bits, and in she goes. She should just slip in, hopefully. The toilet's wetting itself with everywhere. The water's dripping everywhere, so it's pretty wet. And let's see if this is going to work. So I had to lift it. Now it's just going to go sliding back in, and it should work. Here's what we've got at the back. You can see it. Okay, so that you just got to line it up and push back and hope for the best. Probably obviously thinking, why didn't I use my gloves? Well, the rubber was clean and I'd cleaned everything beforehand, so I don't know why I bought a pair of gloves, but I did. It's probably better that way. Now, this side's not exactly right. Let's go right up against that wall. I do not know if this is going to be lopsided a little bit. We'll work it out. Okay, we're going to flush and see if we get water anywhere. And guess what? I think we've got success. So she just slipped right in there. Anyway, all you have to do then is put the lid back on. If you've got a hose coming out here, you've got a hose coming out here, you've got to connect it all up, which, you know, is a thing. But we're just going to hook it up and that should be it. Okay, so I've just filled it up, the system, filled it up with water. This is a bit kinked, but I couldn't go any further with it. I put some plumber's tape down there to seal it off. Yeah, it's not very good, but that's going to be cleaned up. This whole area is going to be cleaned up. I just have to make sure that this is nice and square, because when they put it in originally, it was on an angle a little bit, and it did everyone's OCD. So we'll be getting onto that next. Anyway, that's it for this video. There's going to be some really good videos coming up on power. And yeah, you better keep watching. Chuck's out. Okay, there's going to be more videos coming soon. If you like this video, please subscribe. I'd like to get to 3,000 subscribers soon. And if you find some value, please leave a comment. Always interested in talking to people. I always respond, and I try my very best to help out as much as I can. What else is happening? Well, there's more interesting stuff coming with the 1200 kilowatt stuff. Yeah, and everyone would be interested in that type of stuff now. So yeah, it's just a matter of time before I get onto that and we move on to new projects. Okay, I had to cut a key, hex key. Okay, I had to cut a hex key, and that's so I can drill these in. I had another one, but it just broke down. These are the length that you'd want to use to screw into these things. I've already got one screwed in, but it burnt out using a different driver. It wasn't really good. I tried to use it, it just died out. So I had to go and cut my own. But I kept this bit for if I have to do it by hand. So I just use a pair of pliers on it, well, something to hold on to them. Let's get into it. Okay, my first problem. Okay, from the Makita to the DeWalt, screwed it in, ready to go. So, the vibration, Okay. Let's see. Just take it easy when you're getting close to the end, so you don't cause yourself any grief. So that's on there, nice and tight. And I'll do the other one. And Bob's your uncle.